Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and we are going to continue with the Day 3 trial. Is it Day 3? Wait, we had the first investigation. Hold on, let me pause for a second. Okay, so, if I remember correctly, there was the first investigation with the first trial with a lot of heart, and then there was the we're not even in the next trial yet. This is the next trial. There was the investigation where we found out that there's the boat shop owner who believes he's like a noodle shop owner, and now we're at the point where we have to go to trial with this individual. So that's what I think happens now, right? Yeah. The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution, as always, is ready. Very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready. Who is this judge? Who's the judge here anyways? I don't know. Von Karma wants to pretend to be judge. He's gonna get his ass whooped. Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement? He has none. Very well, no opening statement. So, not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right, of course. A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now. To be fair, I can't really tell how long time is passing in these trials. Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now? Must you question everything? It'll be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. What do you mean no time to waste? Where are you going? I'll call my witness now. Right. I call my witness, my decisive witness, to the stand. Decisive, right. That mystery boat shop owner. Perfect. Witness, state your profession. Yep. I'm the proprietor of the restaurant, the Wet Noodle, at Gourd Lake. And I also rent boats. The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct? Yep, I was. Please testify. In a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is. Raise an objection, of course. Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet. Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Blah. I have a prediction. This trial will end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. Yeah, right. The witness will state his name. Not really sure. What do you mean? My memory. Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. Yeah, I'd like to raise a statement, if you will. A witness who can't even remember his own name, can that witness be trusted to remember anything at all? Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify. Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we, witness? It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. Yup. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats, as usual. Then I heard a bang. Yup. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination. There's no questioning in my witness. There's nothing to question my witness testimony. There's so much to question. He didn't say who the person who walked by was. He didn't say if he saw anything. He didn't say anything. Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge, your verdict now. Yes. Mr. Wright? Cross-examine. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness. Very well, you may begin. What's happened to you? A heart attack? Excuse me, Mr. Ron Karma? 3 minutes just passed. I see. Well then, let's take our time. You may cross-examine the witness. This guy's broken. This guy's broken in so many ways. Oh, Von Karma. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. Yep. Just after midnight, you say? Yep, just around then. Are you sure? Pretty sure, yep. When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. I'm surprised you seem so sure about it today. I asked him and he remembered. Isn't that right? Don't glare at me like that. I remembered it clearly, I did, yep. You see? Continue. I don't trust none of this. Anyway, let me pause again real quick. Okay, so we're back. Where were we? So, I was in the restaurant where I rent boats as usual. So we will press on that. Is there anyone who could verify that? Well, I guess Polly could. That's not good enough for a court of law. Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough? Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot. A parrot? Don't be so hard on the girl. Keithy boy. Keith? The prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue. Then I heard a bang, yep. I guess we can press on this one. And where did the bang seem to come from? From the lake, I figure. Are you certain? Yep. Good, continue. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Did the boat have any people inside it? Was there someone in the boat? It was pretty far out there, I couldn't see clearly. But I figured there was 2 men out there, yep. But you couldn't see them clearly. Yep. At the time, that is. At the time. And I pressed that further. Then I heard another bang. So you heard 2 gunshots total. Yep. That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. And I think one of the only parts of her testimony that still exists in my court records or whatever. Just about then the boat came back to shore and a man walks by my window. Well, what did the man look like? By your window. Yep, by my window, right outside the window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him. This is a rather important detail. Please add to your testimony. Tisk, tisk, tisk. He's just gonna say it's Edgeworth. That man was a defendant. He is saying, I can't believe he's dead. If I know Von Karma, he spent time preparing his witness. I'm not going to find contradictions very easily in this testimony. You know, it's tough being a lawyer. The night of the 24th, just after midnight. Okay. So we loop back round. I want to see what I can present. What do we have? What is this? Time of death, okay. We have this one, the pictures that were being taken. And then the empty lake. Hold up. Hold up. I was in the restaurant or boat rental, I heard a bang. I looked out the window and Boat floating on the lake. Which one was this one? And this one was 12:25 at 12:15, but this one's before that. So the first gunshot that caused the camera to go off shows an empty lake. Overhead map. So she was here. The boat things took place over here. You look out at the lake from here, see nothing somehow. And her camera also sees nothing with the first shot. Then the second shot... I don't know if that's a contradiction though. What else do we have? I heard the sounds of like a gunshot just after midnight. Okay, and then the parrot. File on DL6. Is there anything useful in this? Oh geez, this is new. Okay, I don't think we could use this at all yet. Yeah, let me see what else he says. Heard another bang. Man walks by my window, okay. Present this picture. I hope this is right. Your Honor? Oh, okay, that's not right. I don't see any contradiction. Oh, really? Okay, objection overruled. Think before you make, That didn't go so well. Okay. So maybe it's not that. Okay, let me press on this one first and see what that does. Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dad. Oh, you call them Dad. Dead certain, Keith. Said I can't believe he's dead. He said I can't believe he's dead as he was walking by too. Witness, are you sure that person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? It was him, that Edgeworth boy. Dot. This sounds like decisive evidence, indeed. I see no room for doubt. On Karma, he lured me into a cross-examination. He could set me up for a fall. Which is fine, you should have expected as much. Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. I better act quickly or this trial is going to be over. Raise an objection somehow. Your Honor, we proved yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired the gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun? The photograph showing the man firing with his left hand. Exactly. He just put the gun in his other hand. Easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. You're ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness testimony is true. The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? Raise an objection. Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgeworth said, I can't believe he's dead. But his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie... Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof. Nick, do we have evidence? Oh good, there's nothing I can do. Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. Please, can you hear me, sis? We need your help. Nick needs you. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record. Enough. The witness may leave the stand. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What? No. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, guilty. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial of a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. The court is adjourned. Did we mess up? Huh? Who was that just now? Me who? Huh? What? Larry? Larry? What are you doing here? Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But today I remembered it. Remembered what? The gunshot. I heard it too. How did you even find this place? How do you even know this was happening right now? A order? What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment. One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot? Yes, I did. A gunshot. That night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony. Oh, you were just here. Why were you here? Then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I just can't sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify. Order, order. Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. Not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over. Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance. If only it wasn't Larry. It could make things even worse. Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse. You're right. Okay. Your Honor, if there's another witness, it's our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now. No waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. What is this? This is the right thing to do, I don't know. I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Is that his responsibility? I thought the defense can also call witnesses. Now, what? The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear his new testimony. Court is adjourned. Well, good luck. 5 minutes to figure this one out, Von Karma. Okay, defendant lobby number 2. Phew. That was too close. Sorry to keep you on your edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. I've seen worse. Yeah, right. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there. I don't know, probably just what he heard. Larry was at the lake that night. Yes. He said he went looking for the Steel Samurai balloon that flew into the lake. Alright. And he found the balloon and the air tank that night. Hey, Edgeworth. Huh? You say something? You're just staring off into space? Where are you? What are you doing? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh. Let me pause for a second. Actually, we can't pause. Now we can pause. Okay, and we're back. When we fell into the lake, I went into a daze. Okay. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. And then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. I see. Right. Yeah. This might be our chance. Our chance? Ron Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials? Perfectly prepared witness, perfectly complete evidence. He has none of that. He's never had, I'm willing to bet, he's never actually had any of that. That's the secret to his success. No, the secret to his success is getting the judge to just go with him and not question anything, not think about anything, and just go. It's like you get the guilty verdict no matter what. That's his whole thing. That's your whole thing. It doesn't matter what you have to do. It doesn't matter how much lies you have to tell. It doesn't matter how much evidence you have to hide. You just do it. Hope that nobody else notices. And if they try to notice, you just keep objecting or keep trying to stop them from questioning anything. And then convince the judge, up, that's it. Okay, time to be guilty right now, quick. Before they ask any questions or even think. Anyway, this is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will full of holes, right? That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15. Everything's on Larry now. Well, Larry, you better... I don't know what you better do, to be fair. Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything you saw. On the night of December 24th. Right, leave it to me. Please, Larry, I don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Karma didn't have time to prep this witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. It's your only break, to be fair. It's the only thing that could possibly save this. Okay, Larry. That night I was out on a boat in the lake. And that's the opposite way. I was out in a boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back in the rental shop dock. Then just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but didn't see a boat. So after I heard the single gunshot, I went home. That was an unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. A little scared. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick. Well. Come on, Larry. Work with me here. That night I was out on a boat in the lake. Press. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? There were so many things wrong, I don't know where to begin. Well, okay. First of all, what time was it? It was after 11 when I went out on the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night, so I waited until the coast was clear, so to speak. And why were you out on a boat in such late hour? I was looking for something, and I found it. Well, what was it, and what did you find? Looking for something? Yeah. Mr. Butz, what was it you were looking for? What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this Gordy. That's surprisingly close to the truth, in a sense. This is all irrelevant. Let's get it over with. So I quietly slipped the boat back in the rental shop dock. Around what time was that? Well, let's see. I figured it was searching for about an hour. I guess it was around 12? Yeah. You're not sure? Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay? We use watches these days, Larry. And your phone. You could use your phone as well. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard a bang. Where did the sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know? Did you look at the lake? Yeah, I looked. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. Wasn't there a boat on the lake? Order. Order in the court. Well, Mr. Butz? Whoa, whoa. Everybody just calm down, okay? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out there or not. Oh, okay, no problem. That's just the most important part of this case. So after I heard the single gunshot, I went home. So you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah. Well, Nick? Pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should start working on the contradictions. Sorry. Wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister, channel her from the great beyond, but I can't reach right now. I haven't waterfalled yet. Or gotten anybody to agree to shoot me with a fire hose. Let's see what we even have to present. Wait, why do I still have the metal detector? What happened if I took the dog? Would I still have the dog? Oh, I wish I had done that. I didn't know. I thought it would go through all the different objects. Not, you can only get one. Looking for something and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back at to the rental dock. Heard a bang. Take it automatically at this time. After that, I heard a single gunshot and I went home. Well, why is he sweating on this one? Because that directly contradicts, where is it? This testimony. Wait a second, Larry. Well, what? You only heard one bang? You sure? That's what I said. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard two bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard two gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what you just said? What they just said? What anybody just said? Yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know, something's been bothering me. Oh, witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? Mr. Butz? What? You only heard one gunshot? Are you sure? Well, to tell the truth, I'm not sure. Huh? Not sure? How could you not be sure? Well, yeah, well, I, might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude. With my headphones. What? Order, stop the booing. Mr. Butz? You're listening to the radio with your headphones. Yeah, so what? Crime? I listen to my radio, everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal? Mr. Ron Comer, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness, nor his shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, could he continue the testimony? Continue. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butz. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio. Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there was any other way out of this, believe me. Oh, Larry. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. No, jeez, what are you starting your monologue with? That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud, like. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ is saying when I heard it, too. I listened to your radio at a high volume. Yeah, what's the big problem? Can a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio. True enough, it's difficult to believe this testimony. Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me? DJ? An announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, the judge has to be old enough to have been alive at a time where only radios exist. Which means he had to have probably listened to the radio at some point and knows what that means. I'm pretty sure DJ had existed a long time ago, probably. I hope so. Anyway, what this means is, when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine this witness, Your Honor. Very, very well, Mr. Wright. Can't believe I'm continuing this charade. Well, hopefully we find something out of Larry's nonsense. It's lonely being alone on Christmas. Just press that one. So you turn on the radio. Right. I just want to hear someone's voice, you know? You don't know what it's like out there alone on Christmas Eve, alone? I shouldn't have said anything. Nope, this is gold. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, you see. Do you by chance remember the name of the program you were listening to? This has nothing to do with the case, Your Honor. Objection sustained. The witness was listening to the radio. That is all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butz, how loud was your radio on set to that night? Well, I mean, we could prove that he was listening to the radio because there's probably a recording of that radio broadcast at that time. Probably. Usually radio stations do that. They record previous nights and stuff. But you could also confirm the times that everything was happening at based on him remembering what he was listening to. Give you more credence to the fact that he is telling the truth. I was listening to a real booming loud. Real booming loud? Yeah, you know. And you heard the... and you had your headphones on. Yep. I wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside all that. But I'm sure I heard the gunshot. Can you prove that? No, of course you can't. No, I can't prove it. But I remember that moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear to me, you know? I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. What did she say? Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said do us? Indeed, Mr. Runkarmer has a point. Oh, the question only if you see some reason why we should care. We should care. We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should. Why? Well, how do you know if we don't ask, huh? Fine, very well. Mr. Butz, please testify to the court. What the radio announcer was saying when you heard the gunshot? Just when she said, hey, it's almost Christmas, I heard the gunshot. The first gunshot was like at 11 something. 11:50. So the first gunshot was here, proving that the Empty Lake gunshot happened first, but the picture already proved that. So that's good, that's good. I can press on this one probably. Are you sure? Of course I am. He had this real sexy voice. Maybe when Karma was right, I'm not sure how that helped at all. This is the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. But there is one gleaming ray of hope in there. I've got to press it until we get to the bottom of what happened. Press what? Okay. Yeah, but they're... Pressing this won't do anything, right? Because that's just this again. Yeah, nothing else matters. Okay, present this one. Because... Is this a contradiction? I mean, there was already a contradiction here with the just after midnight other gunshot. I don't know how this would help, though. But we could present this and see what happens. Larry, you're absolutely sure what you're saying is correct. Oh, what's that face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easy. Something the matter, Mr. Wright? Your Honor? Did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, hey, it's almost Christmas when he heard the gunshot. Indeed, and almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means? He heard the gunshot. When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes. But he should have heard that gunshot after midnight. This photograph is irrefutable proof of this fact. See what the time was of the photograph when the gun triggered Miss Hart's camera? 15 minutes after midnight on Christmas Day. This is clear contradiction, Your Honor. Order. What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard the gunshot before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. He's suspicious. Just look at him suspicious. What? Well, Mr. Wright? What do you think about Mr. Butz's claim he heard the gunshot before midnight? Larry's right. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight. I have proof. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence to this wild claim? Yes, I do. Show me evidence it was a gunshot before midnight. Of course I will. Where is it? This. Present. Look at this photo. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh? But there's nothing on the lake at this picture. Your Honor? The real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. This is why the photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then where does this leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. This is fact that the camera also triggered 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were two sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. Order in court. Why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises, yes? There's no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why, the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera. Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear. Well, Mr. Wright? There's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any. All I have is the camera itself. But, this picture. That's right. Is that a smirk I see? Your Honor, sorry, I wasn't really sure about the evidence. Don't show us evidence you aren't competent in, Mr. Wright. Oh, come on. I mean, that's technically proof. It caught the picture right as a gunshot. Ask you again, can you prove the loud noise at that time was a gunshot? Fire 3 times is wild, but okay. Actually, the 3 times is 2 here, and... no, wait. I don't know when the 3rd time would be. It would have to be 4 times. If it was a gunshot out the elevator door, the gunshot that killed Edward's father, and then the 2 gunshots here. Do I have any evidence? Well, the only thing I have is the camera, so I'll present that. Oh no. It was indeed a gunshot. Well, I don't know. Well, this one is I could present the gun itself and try that. Potentially. I mean, the gun was fired 3 times. This is my evidence. Of the murder weapon? Something about this pistol is bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Order, order. That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another 15 minutes after that. Why, I ask you, why? Uh-oh, I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes. What's wrong, Nick? Have it. I have it. I don't. Remember that case with the Steel Samurai? Oh, yeah, of course I remember. The murder in this case had the same idea as the murder in that case. What do you mean? Maya, or Mia. Yes. If we don't figure this out, then now we'll never outrun Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch and I'm going to run with it. Right. I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick. Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Wright. The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? So, you finally realize the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself. No, you're wrong. My hair's too spiky. Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness. Shown by the witness photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on the boat and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on the boat. I admit it is hard to imagine any other possibility, yes. But this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 0015, 15 minutes after midnight. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot taken on the lake. That's the only way... Or that's the only way that Edward could be innocent. Well, yes, but, unless he shot himself right there on the boat somehow. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the two men on the boat are. It has to be Edgeworth and the murderer. Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. That's a clever one. Well, what? Are you serious? Yes. Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. Not sure what to make of all this. Ludicrous. Mr. Wright? Tell us the name of the murderer, then. The murderer's name? Right. It's... I don't know. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know? Again, you waste my time. I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Whoa. Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake to shoot somebody? May I suggest the real scene of the crime was not on the boat? What? Well then, where did the murder take place? Show the judge where the real murder took place. The real murder took place right here. Click. Here, of course. The boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing. Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime? Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. Larry's out here searching all around, trying to find a thing that flew into the lake. That night he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor. Even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned the boat? The boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really, but I have nothing to lose, like I said before, and like you said as well. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. Shoots him point blank. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat and became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Then who fired the pistol on the boat? Mr. Wright, it was the caretaker. He was the one who shot. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? Details. Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice. To create a witness. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, he jumps into the lake. The murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him. I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice, to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop, then put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body, and then threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired the night on Gourd Lake. Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Are we doing this all right now? Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Oh, that's a first. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said. Yes. Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright said was mostly correct. Astonishing so, actually. Yes. Several days ago I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important? I'm sorry. I can't say what it was. Your Honor, sir? Bailiff? We are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't in the boat shop either. What? What should I do? Find him, quickly. We cannot allow him to get away. No, police. Call the police? It's kind of their job, not the bailiff's job. Mr. Ron Karma, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued. It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I'll extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its force to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. And it was Von Karma who stopped us from finding out his name. Von Karma is in a little bit of deep water. Of course he's gonna lose. Everything's just coming together, so... Hey, Nick, you did it! Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict. What about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out. Sure. Once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients, and it's our job to be the defense, the prosecutor, the investigator, do the police's job. We put on many hats in this role. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Did you say something? I look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile a little, just a little, relax, you know. No, I'd rather scowl over here. I'm sorry. But I fear it's not over for me yet. Well, what do you mean? Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. And I don't know whether or not to tell you. Edgeworth? No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you to get it off my chest, but... Yes, I know your father's case, it closes tomorrow. As well as your case. I can't make up my mind. What is it about that, Edgeworth? Just tell me. It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. You shot your own father. to be continued. And I don't know how long I've been recording because I kept pausing and having to do other stuff in between, but we'll save this here. And next episode, we will continue with the next investigation and then the final trial, where we will close every case. Both his father's death and the current case. All of it. It kind of would suck if it was the boat shop keeper that killed an individual. Especially if that individual was the person who got him cleared of any wrongdoing in a murder. So that's kind of messed up. It really sucks because he suffered from brain damage while in the oxygen-deprived elevator that they were stuck in for like 5 hours. And he was like gonna be tried for murder, and then somehow Hammond gets him a free verdict or whatever, and not guilty. And then he kills Hammond, the guy who saved him basically from rotting away in jail. So that's kind of messed up. I wonder why that all happened, but I think we'll uncover that either during the, probably not during the investigation. We won't know anything during the investigation. We'll have bits and pieces that'll all come together into trial. But probably during the next trial, we'll actually get to see how all of that played out, which will be interesting. Either way, we'll end this episode here. Leave a like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like, and I'll see everybody in the next episode.